Yeah, he's feeling really, really good. A lot of these guys, I mean, these OAC guys, of course, have I think more of the resumes if you stick it out, but recent performances, we've got a lot of USA guys that are feeling really good, that are on a great trajectory, and you know, when it comes down to the track, it's 1,609 meters here today. Doesn't matter what you've done before, it matters what you do tonight.
Last year we saw a front runner win it from start to finish. What can we see here in this men's elite miles? They're underway now as Patrick Tuohy goes to the front and Eric Holt follows.
Yeah, interesting to see Eric Holt go right to the front. He's usually a guy that likes to stick around in the field a little bit, maybe wait for a kick, but Patrick Tuohy, really quick first 50 meters there to get this pace rolling, so it's going to stretch out very early.
There's Holt, then Sam Gilman. Ollie Hoare there in that third position now, just to the outside of Gilman, and then one of our favorites, Sam PRAKEL, there in the mix in fourth position.
Yeah, Coffee Club versus Holtomania up front. Ollie obviously going straight up there. That's really good to see. Never sure when folks aren't racing as much, whether they're focused on training and just really getting deep there, or whether they're fighting some injuries, but Ollie seems to be running with a lot of confidence as he's going to tuck right in behind the pacer here.
They come through that first lap. It's Ollie Hoare right there in that second position, just right behind Tuohy. 58.07 on that opening lap.
We are moving quick. Tuohy got us moving very, very fast in that first 50 meters, and you can see it as it's all strung out. Straight line. This means we are going to run fast, especially with this caliber of field. I mean, I think of how tightly bunched the men's 1500 final was at U.S. Champs, and we're very spread out here with a lot of talented athletes who can all run fast.
First 10 athletes all under that 60-second barrier, as it's Hoare, Holt, Gilman, PRAKEL, and it looks like RENIEWICKI there in that fifth position, and Kai Robinson all the way back there. It looks like maybe he's right next to Mario Garcia Romo. So we're approaching the halfway point now, and they're still all within each striking distance of each other.
Really, really quick through 800. I had him at 154 on my watch. The question is, what's going to happen when Tuohy drops off? Seems like Ollie wants to be willing to push the pace up front, but is he strong enough to get rid of this contingent of Americans behind him? It's starting to slow a little bit. You can see as we get some movement back around third or fourth place. I think that's McGORTY moving up.
McGORTY is moving up onto the outside of Holt, but it remains the Ollie Hoare show, along with Kai Robinson now, the Australian 1-2 now up front.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of team tactics. They've been watching the Tour de France as Kai Robinson goes up front, tries to help out his teammate, keeps the pace moving, and credit to Ollie. He sticks right on Kai's back. It's looking like an OAC time trial up front.
So the Australians leading the way here, coming up onto the bell lap with Eric Holt sitting there in that third position along with McGORTY in fourth. And 2:54 with a lap to go, 56.97. They're rolling here as Kai Robinson made up a lot of ground there on that penultimate lap.
This is going to be very, very fast, and that was a great move from Eric Holt to get around Sean and try to reel back in Kai and Ollie. He had to make that move, but Kai is hammering down the backstretch. Ollie is game for it as the two OAC boys are going after. Is this going to be an Australian record? We are flying right now.
The Australian record belongs to Ollie Hoare in 3:47.48. Just a little over 20 seconds remain in this race, and Walid Soliman's record is in jeopardy. Not far behind, though, is Sean McGORTY there in third position. Can Kai Robinson and Ollie Hoare hang on? The Australian duo gets the job done, and they're both under Soliman's time.
Wow, well, the prediction was the record was going to go out the window, but two Aussies up front making the trip to Raleigh, North Carolina, and taking one home. What a great race. Kai Robinson got to hand it off to him, went up to the front, kind of stayed patient in that first 6 to 800. I'm curious to watch the replay and see where his positioning was, because it looked like it was going to be all Ollie up front, ready to make that move. And the strength to go to the front, get around a guy like Ollie Hoare, and then hold him off when he's just been sitting on your back for the last 400 to 600 meters. Really great racing from Kai Robinson. Sean McGORTY ends up in third position. for that Nike Swoosh Track Club, but the Aussies, they go 1-2.
And 350.80 moves Kai Robinson to number 9 on the all-time Australian list for the mile distance with that 56.60 close. It was really those last 2 laps that really sealed the deal for those 2 Aussies.
Yeah, and I was watching Kai get off the start line there on the replay, and he was near the back of the field, and that shot you just saw was in the middle, and it really wasn't until right here where that pace slowed just a little bit. The pace setter stepped off, and it was all up to Ali to keep the pace moving. Kai just kept that momentum going, went right around his bit of help, but just hammered that last 200, and Ali could not get around him.
Known as a 3,000-meter runner, showing his speed here at the mile distance. And as I said, moves himself up to number 9 on the Australian all-time top 10 list in the mile. Ollie Hoare running his 2nd fastest mile of the season. A little bit slower than what he ran at the Oslo Diamond League in 3:50.92. And then how about Sean McGorty? Anytime he comes to this race, he even said it here in his little profile, he PRs all the time in this distance at this meet.
Great call. I'm glad you noticed that. I'm glad you picked that out. Sean McGorty doesn't run the mile too often. I mentioned it. You know, I kind of think of him as a 10K, 5K runner, but if you're a 10K runner running 3:52, that's pretty solid. And, you know, if you're looking at USA's, you got to be able to break 4 at the end of a 10K in order to make a team. So looking good for Sean McGorty right there.
And how about Carson Williams, the former collegiate, 3:53.61. If you take a look probably at the all dates list, and I have to pull that up myself, but that is one of the fastest mile times you will see from a collegiate athlete.
Well, I'm glad you said it, because I would have looked biased if I called out the Furman athlete, but 3:53, I know Carson hasn't signed anywhere yet. He's representing Furman Elite temporarily, but still training across the way in Greenville, South Carolina, not too far of a drive over, and I know he wants to keep running for as long as he can.